Morning, gang. I was actually going to go jogging today for a warm-up for my Muay Thai class. It's raining, so that did not work out. So I am parked and currently waiting after having some breakfast, and I wanted to have a discussion because it needs to be had in a healthy manner. If you don't know, this is National Mental Health Awareness Month, and sensitive people tend to have more mental health issues than other people, for reasons that I think are pretty obvious. When you feel more, it can be uncomfortable or frustrating to deal with, and sometimes we need help. It's not a big deal. I don't understand why there's such a huge stigma, because especially in our psychic medium family, we understand that people aren't perfect. We understand that we don't know everything. So why is it still such a strange conversation to have? We need to be taking better care of ourselves. That's the end result. I mean, if you had to stop watching here, that's where I would tell you to end. But it is still a huge stigma. We still feel pressure to be perceived as perfect or happy all the time, or, not sad or not depressed, or, God forbid someone mention something about therapy, even marriage therapy. Okay. I went to couples therapy, which ended up being fantastic for me. Didn't work at all as far as the couple thing went, but it certainly helped me a lot. And I had been to therapy before because of a loss in the past. It's just talking to somebody, like literally it's talking to somebody. And hopefully you find someone you click with. Obviously therapy is one thing. Medication is another big thing. I'm not a fan of medicine, except for birth control. I love my birth control. But even like painkillers, I'm not big on painkillers. So for me, finding that balance is more like exercise and meditation and different forms of self-care. So if, you round everything up together, that's what everybody needs, is their whole picture of self-care around mental health. Now, some people, it's a bubble bath and a steak dinner once a month. Some people are super low key, and that's great. For other people, it might be yoga and meditation every day, and that is their time away from the world that they need to take care of themselves and sort through stuff, and deal that way. And that's great. If you're able to do it every day, man, I'm jealous. Super jealous. Self-care can be difficult, especially once you have kids and other responsibilities. I used to take my work half-hour break, which was supposed to be an hour, but it always ended up being a half an hour, to kind of chill, and sometimes I would lay down on the floor, because I lay down to meditate. I don't sit to meditate. And I would just zen out, because it's so much stress. You gotta let it go and deal with it. Kids running around, it can be a little more frustrating, and so self-care changes. A lot of times it's art stuff, or it's sorting and stacking and like doing different things, because I have a bit of OCD, not the cleaning kind. I wish I had the cleaning kind. I don't. I have the numbers and patterns kind. And so for me, playing blocks with the kids kind of soothes nerves a little bit. Coloring, I love coloring, art stuff, painting, that sort of thing. So that kind of chills me out a little bit. But, how do we start this conversation? Usually it starts with, oh my God, I'm so stressed. And then someone would say, when I'm stressed, I do this to take care of myself, Or sometimes I talk to somebody. Cool. Who do you talk to? Oh, well, I have a therapist. If you want, I could give you their name and number. They're really cool. They have a whole group. A lot of therapy places now have like groups, so you don't have to see the same therapist. But whatever. And it's such a simple conversation, but we don't have it. And I wish like Karma Fest and all these other places would have at least one free lecture about mental health and taking care of ourselves, because we don't do it enough. Not nearly enough at all. Like we don't. And I'm not talking about binging on ice cream and watching girly movies. I am talking about what we need daily, weekly, monthly, annually to take care of ourselves, because we don't do it. We'll swear that we're going to meditate half an hour a day, but we will forget to schedule doctor's appointments. We will forget to pick up healthy food and then end up at Chick-fil-A. Yeah, bad habit. So we really need to look within ourselves and look without ourselves too, at people that are in our circle, How have you been taking care of yourself lately? I could really use some new suggestions. What do you do to relax? What do you do when you're stressed? What do you do when you're feeling A, B, or C? And if someone said that to me, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, they're depressed or crazy or whatever. I'd be like, they're looking for help and I have information that can help them. So yay! As far as medication goes, just because I'm not into it doesn't mean I would be offended if someone else said they were on medication. If that's part of your comprehensive program of self-care, then go for it. Obviously a lot of people, once they start medication, have side effects. So if you are going to go on medication, please tell 1 or 2 people that you trust and love. Say, look, I'm starting this and here are my goals. I'd like to cut down on my anxiety. I would like to be able to handle difficulties better. That's my goals. There are some side effects, and I'd really like for you to keep an eye on me and give me feedback if you see some of these things that may be happening. For instance, they say a lot of the side effects of the medications are literally suicidal tendencies. So if you see someone, instead of the anxiety going down, the anxiety is going up, then absolutely your team, your support system needs to jump in and say, hey, look, I know that you asked me to take care of you while you were going through this process of getting on these things. I don't think that these are working for you. Here's why. I love you and I want you to be happy and I want you to reach your goals. I don't think this is working. How about we call the person that prescribed you this meds and maybe cut down your dose or see what they say that we should do. Okay. And it would be really nice, obviously, to have someone taking care of you. It would be even better to have someone that would do that for you and jump in and say, hey, I don't think these are working. Same thing with your regular comprehensive health program, right? If you say, hey, I'm going to go to the gym 3 days a week, I started classes, I'd really like to be held accountable, not for weight loss, but like for other stuff, pick a different goal. Will you check in with me and, let me know how I'm doing, what you think of what I'm doing. If you see me being happier, then that's great. If you see me being, stressed, tired, hurting, frustrated, then, please let me know, because they had a substitute yesterday for the jiu-jitsu class and he did a completely different drill regimen than I had seen. And there were different moves that he had called out that I had literally no idea what they were doing. So I tried to watch the other people and I knew that I wasn't doing it right, but I was getting a little frustrated. It was exhausting. I swear to God, it was like a 45-hour workout, and then we did drills for 15 minutes. And I was like, I am so not cut out for this. This is literally my second class. I am screwed. And I kind of left being down and frustrated because I felt like, I felt let down, But I realized, obviously, that it is a substitute and that there are lots of things that I need to learn, just, totally in life. There are lots of things I need to learn. So I need to take it one step at a time. And when I see the regular teacher tomorrow, I'm going to ask him, say, hey, the substitute did different drills and I didn't understand what he meant when he said this, this, and this. Can you please show me or tell me or help me understand so that next time I will know what to do, basically, right? And I have to admit, I feel kind of anxious and stressed about asking because it's embarrassing, right? Because I want to keep up with the class, but I realize that it's my second class and most of the people that are there have been there for years. And there's 1 or 2 new people. The one girl has been there for 6 months. So she's still leaps and leaps above me. And thankfully there were extra girls there yesterday, which was really cool. And they helped me through some of the drills that I didn't know. But you know, I have a lot to learn, and it is kind of embarrassing because, you know, I want to be good at everything. That's just my thing. But I'm not. So I have to take the steps to manage my own learning. And in order to do that, I have to step up and admit, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Will you help me? And I feel like that's the exact same thing. That's the exact same, like, attitude that we need to go into taking care of our mental health with. I'm frustrated. I'm sad. I'm having some issues right now. Will you help me? Or will you help me find help? Or will you help me try these things? And if they don't work, let me know. Sorry, the sun is like really weird. Hi, sun. We love you. Don't go away. That is the attitude that I want you to have towards your mental health and your self-care and taking care of yourself. I don't know it all, but I want to learn. I want to be happy. I want to live vibrantly. I want it all. I want the best out of life that I can have. Who can help me? How will you help me? And let's get it done. A lot of people in mental health have been focusing on depression. Mental health is way more than depression. I feel like depression is the elephant in the room that everyone kind of talks about, but not really. Like, you hear a lot about it, but I really don't think I know of anybody that would admit to having depression and battling with depression. I've had times where I have been through bouts of depression. Thankfully, it wasn't anything intense enough to warrant medication or anything more than therapy. But I don't know, maybe in the future, you know, I don't deal with loss, so heaven forbid. Ironic, right? But I know that I know myself well enough to be able to say, okay, I need to bring in the big guns. No matter what those big guns are at the time, that's what I need to do. And I want you guys to recognize that within yourselves. And if you don't know what those signs are, look, okay? Google it on the internet, especially this month. They have all sorts of, like, free quotes, free resources. There are a bajillion hotlines you can call. I mean, they have religious ones. They have special depression ones. They have suicide ones. They have just, if you want help, hotlines. Please call somebody. And don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Everybody needs help. Everybody at some point in their life will need help. And that's why these things exist, so that you're not alone and so that you can reach out, so that you can talk to somebody. It's normal. It's normal. You know, as a psychic medium, I have feelings. Just because I talk to dead people doesn't mean that I know everything. Doesn't mean that I'm perfect. I'm not. I'm not. I love you guys. I'm not perfect. I'm not. And we all deal with all sorts of crap all the time. So we need to take care of ourselves so we can handle everything better. And by becoming better role models, by taking care of ourselves, we can help others. And that's the point. Help ourselves, help others. All right? I love you guys. Sorry this ran a little long. But take care of yourself. Do a mental health self-check-in today. And if you need help, ask. All right? Learn a lot so that you might be able to help someone who might be afraid to ask. Start a conversation. That's the goal, all right? Start a conversation this month. Somebody, anybody, stranger, coworker, friend, another psychic medium. Learn something about somebody, all right? I love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.